Well, we'd like to say you were told here first, but you were told by everyone in the media worldwide that England were good things for the Ashes, and we were right. Currently 3-0 up with 1 to play. Funking for an England win so I can get my 4-0 tip up, Trevor. Been a while since I got one of them up, but with the Ashes safely in the bag, we turn to the T20 and the 5 ODIs. And T20, the ever-growing area of cricket, the thing that people seem more interested than anything else. And the T20 squad was announced yesterday. Mr. Carberry was in there, which is nice, it's good to see. But I think the admission of Craig Kieswetter was absolutely phenomenal for me. He's got more runs than Carberry. He's averaged 64 in the English 2020. Probably the best player in the 2020 this year. Keeps Butler out the side in terms of keeping for Somerset. Butler's in the squad, Kieswetter isn't. Once again, baffled by T20 selection.
Yeah, don't like to go back to their selectors. Kieswetter's been there. He was there when we won the World 2020 final, World Cup, didn't we? He was one of my main lights in that. Fallen out of favour and not prepared to give him another go.
But we keep hearing this form word, the players that are in form. There's no player in better form in the country. Maybe Carberry's up there, but he averaged 51. Kieswetter averaged 64, so I think it's mad.
Carberry had to go in, and I don't think they're going to mess the order up and put Kieswetter in as well. And I think they feel they're strong on top of the order, so no room for Craig, I'm afraid.
Stupidity, but I'm not a selector, not yet, anyway. But, Australia, to be fair, I would have thought with these household names such as Josh Hazlewood, Fawad Ahmed, Glenn Maxwell, Clint Mackay, Nathan Coulter-Nile. I mean, this sounds like Northants, not Australia. And everyone, I said it before the Ashes and I'll say it before the T20 and the One Day. Don't be fearful of the word Australia. If this said Bangladesh next to it or Zimbabwe, England would be 4-11, not 8-11. No. Okay, yeah, I know that's maybe a bit of an overreaction because there are some decent players in there. The likes of George Bailey, James Faulkner, Mitchell Johnson, actually we love to hate him, as a decent 2020 player. But we're streets ahead of them in all forms of the game, and we need to start cottoning on to that and making a few quid out of it.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, it's a great level 2020, and I mean we're 8-11 England, 11 as Australia for the series.
No, not for the series.
For the first one, sorry.
For the first and second T20, we make England 8-11 favourites, and Australia 11-10 outsiders.
And I think the prices are about right, I have to say. I know you think England's massive at that price. And I do accept that the new Australian generation doesn't really look tremendous. I mean, anyone shows any kind of form, he's in. I mean, it's
desperado.
It really is.
I'm surprised Michael Bevan didn't get the call.
Aaron Finch is a decent player in the middle order. Shane Marsh has promised much for a long time, and he's very destructive. David
Warner's a decent team, and he'll be out to get us.
Suddenly, Shane Watson will find the middle of his bat again, won't he? As soon as the One Day starts. I
think another thing to say, the toss is massive.
Yeah, they've got
the cloud come over. You can't. I think betting on the T20 is very much a bet for the day more than anti-post for me.
Yeah, I mean that's how we price them up in terms of the discrepancy between the two squads. I'd say it's about right. You should bet on who gets advantage of the toss and the best conditions to suit them. Be close for me.
Well, I think England's great strength for me during the Ashes has been the bowling, and it would be an area of concern in the T20 and the One Day team. I mean, Jade Dernbach is Marmite. I think he divides opinion. I think no one hates him more than Mr. Botham himself. But my point is this: he's meant to be this great death bowler, but he could just as easily go for 2 as he could 18 off the last over. Whereas someone like an Umar Goal or a Malinga the Slinger, he can't go for more than 6 or 7 over the last. All those straight and full, those Yorkers at the end of the innings. None of these out the back of the hand slow ball nonsense. So Dernbach's a concern for me. We all know that Finn's struggling for form slightly. Treadwell divides opinion. So if there was one weakness in the England side, I would say it's the bowling, which has been our strength during the Ashes.
Yeah, I agree. Boyd Rankin, very good when he gets it right, but he can go for plenty when he doesn't.
Agreed.
Finn's confidence must be very low. I mean, he's just been dropped from me.
I want Briggs in there. I'm a big Danny Briggs fan. I like to keep talking about get the players in there while they're young. Look what they've done with Root. Perfect time. Get Briggs in against the poor Australian team.
I'll play 2 spinners. I think the 2020 series keeps showing us that the slow bowling works. We should play 2 spinners. We play Treadwell, who's got an outstanding record.
To be fair.
Whether he just doesn't look particularly good, I don't know, but he's got a great record. And Danny Briggs, get them both in and Broad as captain will bowl his overs and we should be okay.
I think Luke Wright will play as well. He's been in fantastic nick.
Hope so. Like him. Real trier.
Okay, so for me, I think England are good things for the T20. Trevor, you think the prices are right and not a bet at this stage?
No, I'd play 1-1 in the series, I think.
And let's have a little look towards the one days. I would make England sort of about 8-13, Australia 5-4 for the series. I think we're a stronger ODI team than we are a T20 yourself.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that. I mean, Australia will take confidence they do well on the T20s, won't they? And there's a lot of good prospects on Australia's side, but they're just not ready to be playing for their country for me. I mean, Fawad Ahmad, he's got an interesting background, but he wasn't deemed good enough to be picked up in the Pakistan system, and suddenly he's the great hope for them with spinning, leg spinner. Very early for him.
But everyone's the great white hope for them. They're like us 15 years. Just chuck anyone in. Just pray to God that they fall into this game. But it's not happening for them. Briefly, the two names that we've not mentioned, I think are very much worth mentioning for the one-day series are Ian Bell, who is probably the form player in the world right now. And luckily he's a decent one-day player. I would have thought he'll open the batting.
Yeah, definitely.
And Owen Morgan, who, if you think about it, a year or two ago was the great white hope for England in terms of 2020 and one-day internationals. He's been out of form, but I think if those two find form, I think we'll win both series comfortably.
Yeah, fair enough. Wouldn't argue.
Okay, well, enjoy the cricket. Enjoy England demolishing Australia yet more on the world sporting stage. And just remember, like we always say, if there's a match bet out there you want Bell to score more runs than Morgan, for example, in the series, or top bowlers or match bets there, any quirky little markets that you can't find elsewhere, you can always give us a call. We'll give you that special service and we'll price these markets up for you. But with whatever you fancy, whatever you back on the internationals this summer, from all of us here at Star Sports, all the best of luck.